Yes, Mr. President.
Okay. Call to order the Cuyahoga County Council's regular meeting for Tuesday, July the 14th, 2014. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Calling the roll, Ms. Simon? Here. Mr. Greenspan?
Here.
Mr. Miller?
Here.
Mr. Germana?
Here.
Mr. Gallagher?
Here.
Mr. Schron?
Here.
Ms. Conwell?
Here.
Mr. Jones?
Here.
Ms. Brown?
Here.
Mr. Hairston?
Here.
And President Brady.
Here.
There is a quorum.
Thank you. Pledge of Allegiance.
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Under item 4 in silent meditation, we have a suggestion by Councilman Greenspan.
Thank you, Mr. President. Unfortunately, this morning, Protective Services Officer Marvin Stormer, a 16-year veteran with the county, passed away while he was at work in the Justice Center garage. Although valiant efforts were made to save him, he was pronounced at Metro Health Medical Center this morning around 8 a.m., and I just wish us to keep him in our thoughts today. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Any public comments related to the agenda?
Yes, Mr. President. Reverend Pinckney Butts would like to address council.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'm going to put everything in my 3 minutes because I have to leave. I have something else I have to do this evening. I am the pastor of No Fear But God Fellowship Assembly, and I've been called to a great work like a bishop, and I have 4 churches under my umbrella.
Thank you.
And I was looking at your human resources item on your agenda, and the document I just gave you, I asked that you would review that clearly, and in your new director for human resources would take into advisement the matters that I have brought to your attention, which are taking place right under your nose. Council President Brady, I know you meant no offense to me. I know you didn't, because that's not how you even operate. You and I have been on a good page ever since I've been coming down here. But the fact is, some people have taken my situations and my concerns lightly, commonly, commonplace, casually, and I'm very concerned that if we have a human resources department that infiltrates a concept where the wheels of justice roll against me, and I have no safe place to live, work, worship, and enjoy myself, then we don't have a feasible human resources department for the county. This is not just impacting me countywide, this is impacting me nationwide. Even if I were to try to move out of Cuyahoga County and go on with a new life, and with my 4 churches and my presidential campaign, for which I am running for 2016, which is not being shown by any media because of racism and other factors. Even if I were to try to leave Cuyahoga County, this matter would follow me everywhere I go. Human resources should impact and reflect healthy, wholesome life. And I should not be wondering when I leave this building whether I'm going to be safe or not. And neither should anyone even make you feel as though I'm coming down here just nonchalantly, casually, or just because I have nothing else to do with my time. And I don't believe that you feel that way, But some people, because you haven't arrested anybody in Cuyahoga County, in the city of Cleveland and in the state of Ohio for breaking into my home, beating me, and these other things that have been taken in place in my life through the Human Resources Department, some people think this is a joke. And the mere fact that my eyes do roll around when you see me on camera is from Cuyahoga County Sheriff's deputies and others beating me up. We're supposed to be doing things in the United States of America that represents life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Your Human Resources Director needs to address everything that I have brought to you, and I don't want to be greeted with handcuffs, drugs, guns, or any more threats. Thank you, Councilman Brady.
Thank you very much. Any other comments?
Yes, Mr. President, Mr. Puri would like to address council.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's non-agenda related.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'd like to get an approval of the minutes, a motion to approve the minutes as printed on the agenda. I'll first. So moved. Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. The minutes have been approved for June the 23rd Committee of the Whole and regular meeting. Announcements from the council president. I have no announcements. A message from the county executive.
Thank you. First, I'd like to note that this year is the 25th anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act, and Cuyahoga County is proud to support the observance of this historic legislation, which ensures the civil rights of citizens with disabilities. Cuyahoga County created the County Advisory Committee on Persons with Disabilities in 1979. And that was designed to provide guidance in the areas of access to employment and to facilitate the removal of structural and attitudinal barriers within Cuyahoga County. And that committee has really done a very good job. I'd like to welcome members of the advisory committee who are here in attendance this evening, including our co-chairs, Vanessa Pesic and Nancy Seidel. And I want to thank the committee for providing great assistance in the construction of this building that we're in tonight, and for all their work in the fulfillment of the goals of the Americans with Disabilities Act. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Executive. Just a little bit out of order, but I understand that Vanessa Pesic, the co-chair, at least that's what I've got written down, may want to say a few words. And I mean, I don't know, I think Lisa Durkin may want to be in on this as well. I'd like to do it now instead of further in the meeting.
Thank you. Certainly, thank you. I'd like to welcome the ADA Advisory Committee. This committee has been very interactive, and we've been lucky to have their dedication over the years, including coming into this building and many other issues. And we have, at the direction of Executive Budish, started now to going forward looking to new things and innovative ways in which we can advocate for our Americans with disabilities. So I'd like to welcome our chair and co-chair here tonight.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm so glad this counter goes up and down as designed. It's perfect. We're proud that since '79, which is years before the ADA was even passed, our mission has remained unchanged, and that is to advise the county in areas of employment law and architectural and attitudinal barriers. And also, what is unchanged is that Cuyahoga County is unwavering in your support of not just meeting the letter of the ADA law, but in fact to embrace the spirit of the law. So the ADA has expanded a lot of opportunities for Americans with disabilities by reducing barriers and changing perceptions. So I'd like to mention just 6 of the 20 citizens in Cuyahoga County that we honored during a previous ceremony when it was our 20th anniversary. We're now at 36 years. But back in our 20th, we had a large celebration in Tower City. And so just a quick quote from a couple of the people. Lauren has the inner strength, intelligence, and passionate desire to show people that she can do anything. Age 15, deaf. Susan clearly loves to make a positive impact on other people's lives. Age 40, born without arms. I feel so good about myself when I'm more independent. I like to do things on my own, said Joe, age 33, Down syndrome. I have devoted my life and my heart to improving the lives of people with disabilities, said Lisa, 25, cerebral palsy. Having a disability doesn't mean you don't have the ability to accomplish your goals, said Richard, age 72, cold weather injury and PTSD. And finally, not even the word amazing can be used to describe Jackie's many feats, age 71, cerebral palsy. We're thankful that the ADA has helped these individuals, and in fact, all individuals with disabilities, to contribute to their full potential and wholly participate in the community life. This diversity enriches us all. And our group, the Cuyahoga County Advisory Committee on Persons with Disabilities, is thankful and grateful that County Council and the County Executive have supported our committee for the past 36 years. Collectively, we have accomplished a great deal in removing a lot of the architectural barriers in this building and many buildings throughout the county. We've also hold annual events around National Disability Employment Awareness Month. We are helping to improve voting location and voting interactions with people with disabilities, and we work with RTAs and paratransit system to improve that as well. So, and finally, we are thankful for you in passing the proclamation today that celebrates the 25-year passage of the ADA. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Pasek. I'd like to mention myself how much I respect the work that former United States Senator Tom Harkin did in this area over many, many, many years. And as someone who's old enough to have been able to see how amazingly it has changed the way we live, it's been very impressive. And after I saw this was on the docket, it's one of those things that gives you the incentive to kind of look around and remind yourself how things have changed, for the better. So thanks.
Thank you.
Legislation introduced by the council. We need a motion to suspend the rules.
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rule.
Second.
Motion to suspend the rules has been first and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? The ayes have it. The rules have been suspended. And we'll go to the next item.
Resolution number 2015-0122, a resolution approving creation of the Village of Walton Hills, Sagamore Hills Township Joint Economic Development District, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Second. Moved and seconded. Councilman Shaw?
Yes, we had an opportunity to have a hearing on this yesterday. I know that usually the hearings follow our council referral, but because of the timing of it, we felt it was important to have our hearings yesterday to actually brief it and to discuss it. And when we talk about the idea of working in cooperation within different boundaries, this is truly a great example, because you have Summit County, Cuyahoga County coming together to create this joint district, and it's a road that has been serviced for hospital needs for senior citizens at the hospital in Sagamore Hills Township, but it has not had funding for the road, and the road has been in horrible disrepair. And so by everybody coming together, utilizing the taxing authority of Walton Hills, they were able to stretch and utilize within the state statutes the taxing authority of Walton Hills to go into to tax that piece to help produce the revenue, and the people who live and work in that district, and the people who work in the hospital have been supportive of the concept. I'm not sure anybody really is always thrilled when you go from no tax to taxing, but they realize the importance of what it means to actually have the road in a proper condition. And now it's probably also going to result in fire service. So it was a a real regional success, and I know that the county and county executive have been supportive, I believe, of this same concept. So I would encourage us and all my colleagues to support this resolution as it goes forward.
Thank you, Councilman. And this is a resolution of council for first reading adoption or suspension of the rules. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it, and the resolution has been adopted. Consideration of resolutions of council for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution number 2015-0123, a resolution supporting the Cleveland 2030 District and its efforts to significantly reduce the energy consumption of new and existing buildings in the downtown building district and throughout greater Cleveland, supporting the Better Buildings Challenge and its voluntary leadership initiative that asks local leaders to make a public commitment to energy efficiency, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective. Additionally, Councilmember Miller has requested to be a sponsor of this legislation.
Okay. We'll refer to this to the Environmental and Sustainability Committee.
Resolution number 2015-0124, a resolution determining the services and programs that shall be provided and funded from the Veterans Services Fund in 2015, authorizing payments to various providers in the total amount of $39,006.19 for said services and programs for the period ending December 31, 2016, authorizing the county executive to negotiate and execute any necessary agreements, contracts, or other documents for same, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This will also be referred to Councilwoman Simon's committee. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions of council for second reading.
Resolution number 2015-0104, a resolution adopting various changes to the Cuyahoga County non-bargaining classification plan and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Okay, well, this was it. Ms. Councilman Conwell, do you have anything at this time or later? Okay, this item will move to the meeting on the 28th agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution number 2015-0116, a resolution providing for the submission to the electors of the County of Cuyahoga an amendment to Article 11, Section 11.01 of the Charter of Cuyahoga County to ensure the independence of the auditing function by providing that the County Audit Committee consist of the President of Council and 4 residents of the county with experience in the field of auditing who are to be appointed by the county executive and confirmed by council, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Councilman Miller, did you want to have anything to say at this time, or would you like to defer your comments?
I'll defer.
All right. We're going to refer this to the committee of the whole for the possibility of submitting it to the ballot this fall. Committee report and consideration of a resolution of council for second reading adoption under suspension of rules. Motion, could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
And seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? The rules have been suspended. Clerk.
Resolution number 2015-0115, a resolution approving the appointment of C. Ellen Conley to serve on the Cuyahoga County Soldiers and Sailors Monument Board of Trustees for an unexpired term ending April 15, 2019, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Moved. Seconded. Any discussion? I don't believe the judge is here this evening, is she? Okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted, and the former council president is coming back to work for the county. Consideration of an ordinance of county council for first reading and referral to committee.
Ordinance number 2015-0012, an ordinance amending section 407.27 of the Cuyahoga County Code establishing recusal requirements for appointees to county boards and commissions and declaring the necessity that this ordinance become immediately effective. Additionally, Councilmember Miller would like to be a sponsor to this legislation.
I understand this is initiated by the county executive, obviously with the support of a couple of councilmen. We're going to refer this to the County Operations and Intergovernmental Relations Committee. Legislation introduced by the executive, Consideration of resolutions for first reading adoption and the suspension of rules. I need a motion to suspend Rule 9D and 12A.
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor of suspending the rules say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Rules have been suspended.
Resolution number 2015-0125, a resolution extending the appointment of Interim Director of Human Resources Lisa Durkin and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective. Additionally, Councilmember Miller would like to be a sponsor of this legislation.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Seconded. Any discussion? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2015-0126, a resolution confirming the county executive's appointment of Elizabeth Ehar to serve on the Cuyahoga County Public Library Board of Trustees for the term June 25th, 2015 through March 31st, 2022, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt. Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Councilwoman Conwell, anything? No? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2015-0127, a resolution amending the 2014-2015 biennial operating budget for 2015 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations from the general fund and other funding sources, for appropriation transfers between budget accounts, and for cash transfers between budgetary funds in order to meet the budgetary needs of various county departments, offices, and agencies, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Moved. Seconded. Okay, thank you. That's all right. Councilman Greenspan.
Thank you, Mr. President. Before us is the response to one question submitted on behalf of council to the administration. The answer was duly noted and appears to be reasonable, and I urge my colleagues for their support.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. Resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2015-0128, a resolution observing the 25th anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act, reaffirming that Cuyahoga County will continue to meet and exceed all aspects of the act, renewing and strengthening the county's commitment to persons with disabilities, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? We had this. Yes.
Is that my name?
Let's add Councilman Germana's name
As well as mine.
as well as Councilman Conwell. All those in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2015-0129, a resolution approving a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and Ohio Patrolmen's Benevolent Association, representing approximately 10 employees in the classification of Protective Services Sergeant at the Sheriff's Department for the period January 1, 2015 through December 31, 2017, directing that funds necessary to implement the collective bargaining agreement be budgeted and appropriated, authorizing the county executive to execute the agreement and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. We had discussed this in executive session earlier. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, resolution is adopted. Consideration of resolutions for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution number 2015-0130, a resolution providing for the submission to the electors of the County of Cuyahoga an amendment to Article 9, County Employment Practices, specifying the responsibilities of the Personnel Review Commission, reallocating some responsibilities to the Department of Human Resources, and prohibiting discrimination in employment in county government based on gender identity, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This will be referred to Operations and Intergovernmental Relations.
Resolution number 2015-0131, a resolution confirming the county executive's appointment of Sharna Sherman to serve on the Cuyahoga Arts and Culture Board of Trustees for the term June 30th, 2015 through March 31st, 2018, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Refer this to Human Resources.
Resolution number 2015-0132, a resolution confirming the county executive's appointment or reappointment of various individuals to serve on the Cuyahoga Regional HIV Health Services Planning Council for the term June 30, 2015 through June 29, 2018, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective for the individuals as printed on the agenda.
So go to HR and appointments.
Resolution number 2015-0133, a resolution confirming the county executive's reappointment of various individuals to serve on the Alcohol, Drug Addiction, and Mental Health Services Board of Cuyahoga County for various terms, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective for the individuals and the terms as printed on the agenda.
This will be referred to Human Resources and Appointments. We're glad to see these appointments. Unfortunately, some of them are overdue by the previous administration.
Resolution number 2015-0134, a resolution confirming the county executive's appointment of Lee Fisher to serve on the Group Plan Commission Board of Directors for the term August 11, 2015 through August 10, 2017, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Refer to HR and appointments.
Resolution number 2015-0135, a resolution confirming the county executive's appointment or reappointment of various individuals to serve on the Cuyahoga County Community-Based Correctional Facility Governing Board for various terms, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective for the appointments and the terms as printed on the agenda.
HR and appointments.
Resolution number 2015-0136, a resolution authorizing a contract with Great Lakes Petroleum Company in the amount not to exceed $759,000 for middle distillates for various county facilities for the period August 1, 2015 through July 31, 2016. Authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Let's go to Public Works.
Resolution number 2015-0137, a resolution declaring that public convenience and welfare requires resurfacing of Fowles Road from the West Corporation line to Pearl Road in the city of Middleburg Heights. Total estimated project cost $1,200,000. Finding that special assessments will neither be levied nor collected to pay for any part of the county's costs of said improvement, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Public Works.
Resolution number 2015-0138, a resolution declaring that public convenience and welfare requires emergency repair of Mastic Road Culvert number 4A in the city of Fairview Park. Total estimated project cost $500,000. Finding that special assessments will neither be levied nor collected to pay for any part of the county's cost of said improvement, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This will also go to Public Works.
Resolution number 2015-0139, a resolution adopting the 2015 Economic Development Plan in accordance with Section 705 of the Cuyahoga County Charter and Section 801.01 of the Cuyahoga County Code, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This will be referred to Economic Development and Planning Committee.
Resolution number 2015-0140, a resolution authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1100-151 with Ohio Guidestone for community-based treatment center management services for the period January 1, 2011 through June 30, 2015, to extend the time period to June 30, 2016, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $1,153,828.80, authorizing the county executive to execute the amendment and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This will be referred to Public Safety and Justice Affairs.
Resolution number 2015-0141, a resolution authorizing an amendment to master contract number CE 1500-026 for traditional residential treatment services for the period February 1, 2015 through January 31, 2017, to change the total amount not to exceed from $1,400,000 to $3,571,147.73, to authorize funding decreases and/or increases with various previously approved providers, to terminate contract number CE 1500-02609 extension with the House of Emmanuel Incorporated, effective June 2, 2015, and to make awards on requisition number 32933 to additional providers for the period June 9, 2015 through January 31, 2017, authorizing the county executive to execute the amendment and all other documents consistent with this resolution and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This will also go to public safety.
Resolution number 2015-0142, a resolution authorizing amendments to agreements and contracts with various providers for Workforce Investment Act youth training for the period July 1, 2014 through June 30, 2015, to extend the time period to June 30, 2016, to change the scope of services effective July 1, 2015, and for additional funds, authorizing the county executive to execute the amendments and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective for the agreements, contracts, and providers and dollar amounts as printed on the agenda.
This is referred to Education, Environment, and Sustainability Committee.
Resolution number 2015-0143, a resolution authorizing amendments to contracts with various providers for community wraparound care coordination and family youth advocacy services for the period April 1, 2012 through March 31, 2015, to extend the time period to December 31, 2015, and for additional funds, authorizing the county executive to execute the amendments and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective for the contracts, providers, and dollar amounts as printed on the agenda.
Refer to Health and Human Services.
Resolution number 2015-0144, a resolution making awards on requisition number 33034 to various providers for universal pre-kindergarten program services for the period August 1, 2015 through July 31, 2018, authorizing the county executive to execute the agreements and contracts and all other documents consistent with said awards and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective for the providers and in the amounts as printed on the agenda.
Refer that to Education. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading adoption or suspension of the rules. Could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor of suspending the rules vote aye. Aye. Ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Resolution number 2015-0119, a resolution making awards on requisition number 29884 to various appraisers in the total amount not to exceed $266,000 for real estate appraisal services subject to sheriff's sale for the period August 1, 2015 through July 31, 2017, authorizing the county executive to execute the contracts and all other documents consistent with said awards and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective for the appraisers as printed on the agenda.
Move to adopt.
Second. Been moved and seconded. Discussion. Councilman Gallagher, anything?
Pretty self-explanatory, sir.
All right. Anybody, any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. Resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2015-0120, a resolution making an award on requisition number 33225 to Chagrin Valley Paving Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $1,779,434 for 2015 Operations Resurfacing Program Group 1, located in various municipalities, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, authorizing the county engineer on behalf of the county executive to make an application for allocation from county motor vehicle $7.50 license tax funds in said amount to fund said contract, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective for the projects and in the communities as printed on the agenda.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, this was heard in committee. There was a number of bidders on this, and the lowest and best bidder is under the projected budget amount, so we recommend. passage.
Just wanted my name added.
Add Councilwoman Simon's name. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2015-0121, a resolution authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1200-421 with El Barrio Incorporated for job readiness, job search, job placement, and job retention services for Ohio Works First cash assistance and food stamp recipients for the period July 1, 2012 through June 30, 2015, to extend the time period to December 31, 2015, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $632,429. Authorizing the county executive to execute the amendment and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Been moved and seconded. Discussion?
And Mr. Chairman, this resolution was heard in committee. This program enhances job readiness skills and provides job search services to Ohio Works First recipients with the objective of gaining full-time employment, and we recommend approval.
All right. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Consideration of resolutions for third reading adoption.
Resolution number 2015-0109, a resolution making an award on requisition number 31427 to Michael Baker Jr. Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $678,383 for design engineering services for replacement of Mastic Road Bridge number 03.13 Side Hill structure in the city of Fairview Park. Authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
I'll move to adopt. Second. Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2015-0114, a resolution making an award on requisition number 32092 to Northwoods Consulting Partners Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $573,229 for software and professional services for maintenance and support of the electronic document imaging system for the period September 1, 2015 through August 31, 2016. Authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Is there any discussion?
Mr. Chair, this was heard in committee. It's a little bit complicated, but basically, the sewer project was done in two phases, and this actually equalizes that people will pay a fair amount, whether they did it before or after on the second project.
All right. Thanks a lot. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of voting in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The resolution is adopted. Consideration of resolutions for third reading adoption.
Mr. President, I believe we're on item E, committee report and the ordinance for second reading adoption or suspension. You
Okay,
just
well-
voted on page 15 on item number 2.
I was confused.
I'm sorry. Exactly where are we now? Which resolution?
We are on page 15, item E.
All right, thank you. Committee report and consideration of an ordinance for second reading adoption or suspension of rules. To have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, move to suspend the rules.
Second it. All those in favor of suspending the rules, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The rules are suspended.
Ordinance number 2015-0011, an ordinance enacting section 705.03 of the Cuyahoga County Code to establish sewer connection charges for the 2008 Bagley Road Sewer Project, amending County Resolution number 052209, dated June 2nd, 2005, which established the charges payable for connection to the county's sanitary sewerage system in County Sewer District number 14, and declaring the necessity that this ordinance become immediately effective.
Second, any discussion?
I'd like my name added.
Okay, please add
Mr.
Councilwoman
Mr.
Conwell's
Chair,
name.
I ju-
Councilman Germana.
I just wanted to apologize. I was looking at my notes while the previous resolution was read, because it is a little bit complicated. This goes back a number of years, and the sewer project was done in two different parts. So this is an equalization, and actually, the people that paid more are going to get a refund from this. So I just wanted to be able to explain that as clearly as possible, so that's why. Little.
Thank you very much, Councilman.
So
for
we still recommend
for the
it.
clarification and, all that. All those in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, resolution is adopted. We have something a little unusual, report by clerk on legislation withdrawn at the request of the sponsors.
Mr. President, council rules indicate that if there's a resolution or any type of legislation that's withdrawn, that it be put under this topic heading on council's agenda, simply stating that this item was requested to be withdrawn by the sponsors as it has been replaced by resolution number 0139.
All right, there's no reason for us to take any action.
No, sir.
All right, thank you. Miscellaneous business, miscellaneous committee reports. Start down here.
Mr. President, my colleagues, the Council Operations and Intergovernmental Relations Committee will meet at our regularly scheduled time on Tuesday, July 21st at 3 p.m. to hear the newly introduced charter amendment on the PRC and also the legislation regarding recusal. And I also tentatively scheduled a meeting on the following regular time on Tuesday, August 4th at 3 p.m., but that meeting may or may not prove to be needed. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else?
Mr. Chairman, Public Works will hear the three pieces of legislation referred to us next Wednesday at a regular time.
Okay.
Economic Development will meet at 3 o'clock on the 20th.
Human Resources Appointment and Equity will meet Tuesday, July 21st, and that will just cover the items that was mentioned this evening. The health presentation has been moved back again.
Anybody else?
And the Health and Human Services Committee will meet in 8 days on Wednesday, July 22nd at 1 p.m. to deal with the items referred today.
Mr. President, the Community Development Committee will meet Monday, July 27th at 9 a.m.
Education and Sustainability, July 29th at 3. If committee members want, we can move up the time because it's an off Wednesday, and if you want, we can have it around 2 o'clock if you want to get a hold of the clerk.
All right. Any miscellaneous business by the council this evening? Anybody? Any public comment unrelated to the agenda?
Yes, Mr. President. Mr. Puri would like to address council.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. You're welcome. Good evening. Good evening. County Executive Budish, Council President, Vice President, and Council members. The topic of my comments is vote no on sin tax on November 3rd. I'm actively opposing the 2015 sin tax with my $5 signs vote no on syntax, fighting for the little guy, while the proponents will wage an expensive campaign supported by the might of Cuyahoga's corrupt establishment. At the last meeting, I asked, is it fair that in Cuyahoga County, only cigarette smokers should be taxed to support arts and culture, an activity that all of us enjoy and benefit from? Well, 2 members responded, saying that the syntax was not perfect. 4 members spoke but did not respond. 4 members did not speak. All 10 members present voted yes. The entire discussion lasted less than 10 minutes. Welcome 2015 Jimmy DeMora syntax, a rubber stamp of the 2006 version. I have opposed the syntax at the past 6 council meetings. At the last meeting, there were 5 supporters, including some of Cleveland's most rich and powerful. The plain dealer never reported a word I said, but only covered supporters of the syntax. Not a word I said was reported by Ohio's greatest newspaper or largest newspaper. According to Roldo, the PD is a bot propaganda machine. I called IdeaStream's Friday Roundup. Well, what did they do? They parroted the PD report but did not take my call. IdeaStream is a recipient of the syntax grants. At the July 1 Cleveland Orchestra event, there was a 2-hour commercial touting the benefits of the arts. Mr. Budish, at the end, asked the audience to vote for the tax levy. After having stated multiple times, I will actively oppose the 2015 syntax with my vote no on syntax signs, what did the PD reporter write? No formal opposition to the tax levy has yet emerged. Really? Mr. President, this towelhead of a senior citizen with his $5 signs plans to give the corrupt establishment in this county a run for their money. I'm like a spring. The more you push me, the more you stomp on me, the greater is the force with which I rebound. So far, there have been over 25 hours of demonstrations all over Cleveland. I plan to demonstrate in every district against the Jimmy DeMora syntax. Vote no on syntax in November. I'm submitting a document for the record. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Any other public comment?
No, Mr. President.
Could I have a motion to adjourn? Moved and seconded. All those in favor of adjourning, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.